James Carter TV here to recap the Jaguars and Tennessee Titans game. Well, I was shocked that the Titans won this football game, and because in the fourth quarter, after the Jaguars got that touchdown, and I knew they're gonna recover this onside kick. They're gonna recover this onside kick. They're gonna win the game. I had that feeling in my stomach because I said, hey, when you're a bad team, when you're the worst team in the NFL, usually, or one of the worst teams, you're bad. Don't get me wrong. It is because you're bad, but there are games where you lose because you're just not that lucky. And look at the Cleveland Browns last year, okay? Now, they weren't actually that bad, but they were pretty bad. Remember their game when they hosted the New England Patriots? They were ahead in that game. They looked like everything was fine. Patriots come back. Patriots get the onside kick. Patriots win the game. That kind of thing happens when you're a bad team. Not because you're just bad, because you were good enough to be leading the team in the first place, but because you're just unlucky. You'll get unlucky at certain moments in the game, and that will prevent you from winning the game, and that will let the other team win the game. That unluck that seems to follow you around, that black cat that is in your stadium, and that appeared to be the case in this game. Luckily for them, they got out because of the blocked field goal, because Josh Scobie is 63% from the field goals longer than 50 yards, so you could probably make a case that he would have made that field goal. They got lucky, and I think it's really because of the terrible coaching by Gus Bradley. Okay, I don't understand why the media loves Gus Bradley. I don't. Because I don't care what you did when you were a coordinator, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing as a head coach? And to me, he's doing nothing. Okay, you went 4-12 last season. I'll give you that for your first season as the Jaguars. Now you're 0-6. You're 0-6 to start this season. And these in-game coaching, you're terrible. Two awful challenges by Gus Bradley in this game, preventing his team from having two precious timeouts in the one precious timeout in the fourth quarter and one precious timeout in the second quarter. Two drives that were killed because he was unable to just say, look, this is a play I should not challenge. And he was so quick to challenge these plays as if he had no idea. So maybe the upstairs is giving some bad advice. I don't know what's going on, but I think it was awful decision making by Gus Bradley. And look in the second quarter. This guy, okay, the Titans that just gotten out of the 2-minute warning, they get down to about the 1-yard line. You have to call a timeout. You have to reserve some time for your team coming off the break. They don't. The Titans run 40 seconds off the clock, and then the Jaguars get the ball with a minute. They could have had the ball with a minute and 50 seconds. But because Gus Bradley was so inept as a coach, they had only a minute and no points were scored on that drive. I don't understand why people love Gus Bradley. I don't see anything from this guy except for the second half of the season of last year. Maybe I'll give you that. But his team is one of the worst in league history, 0-6 at this point, and you have to wonder, man, how long is his leash in Jacksonville? Now, they'll give him another year. But I'm saying he's not going to do anything with that other year because I don't think this guy's any good. But anyway, back to the Titans. Charlie Whitehurst played well. He played well enough. Zach Mettenberger is rumored to be getting time. I don't buy any of these rumors. Not because I don't think he will. I think he will. But I think any of us sitting here on our couches could have said such a statement. This isn't breaking news to me. Of course, Zach Mettenberger will play. This team is bad. This team will lose their next two games. They will be 2-6 going into the bye week, and they will start Zach Mettenberger. I'm telling you that, not because I have any inside information, but because it's common freaking sense. It's not that hard to figure. Bishop Sankey played today. He played okay. The offensive line stinks. It's overrated because we got a whole bunch of guys in there that we drafted, that we wasted draft picks on, by the way, and they're not very good. Because, the run blocking is average, below average. The pass blocking is one of the worst in the league. So I don't know if it's coaching or what's going on, but this offensive line is bad, and we need to realize that. Titan fans, you guys need to stop talking about this offensive line. It is not a strong point of this team. It is a weak point right now, and I don't know what's going on, but I was never a big fan of Brian Schwenke. I don't know why people love Brian Schwenke. Why? He hasn't done anything, really. We just expect, for some reason up here, we expect him to play well. Why don't we get some competition there at center? Please, that's just what I'm saying. Just because we draft a kid in the 4th round doesn't mean he's going to be good. Let's put him out there. Is he playing well? No, we got to get this kid some competition, because right now, putting our offensive line on this kid's shoulders, I don't like that idea. I think he needs to get out of here. But anyway, Taylor Lewan had some rookie struggles. That is to be expected. I will give him time to mature. But Chance Warmack, I mean, this guy is supposed to be the next Hall of Fame guard. I mean, this guy is nothing special. I mean, does anyone see anything special from this guy? This guy, if you had to rank the 30, if you had to rank 64 offensive guards, the starting 64 offensive guards, I mean, this guy would be 35. I mean, nothing special. Geez, this offensive line, not one member of this offensive line is good. I mean, you could actually say this guy is good. Like, he's good. He's a good player. He's a top 10 player at his position. We don't have that right now. We need to get it. So, there you go. Defense played well. But what do you expect? They're playing the worst team in the league, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, worse than the Oakland Raiders. Joel Casey, at least he had 2 sacks today. I mean, the pass rush was on today, but we still need to draft an outside linebacker. And Bleeder Ray Wilson played well today. We still need to draft a corner. Outside linebacker before corner, I would say. But hey, whatever you want to do. Outside linebacker and cornerback needs to be our picks round 2 and round 3, no matter what. I don't want to hear anything about anyone suggesting taking a defensive lineman. Well, okay, maybe a defensive end, maybe. But number one, I think we got to get these outside linebacker. I think we got to get a corner and a defensive end. I mean, our first pick should be quarterback, and then outside linebacker, and then cornerback, and then defensive end. To me, without a doubt, if we're drafting any other than those 4 positions, we're doing it wrong. We suck again, because we have to get that. Those are the corners. Yes, like I just talked about the offensive line, but you don't need to draft there. Those are positions of need that are much more important right now to this team, to me, than offense right now. So that's just my thing. But anyway, I think that's enough. James Carter TV, Titans win, yay! I mean, this team's gonna go 4-12, 5-11. I mean, that's what they're gonna do. I wanted them to go 2-14, they won't. I mean, they're gonna go 5-11. They'll pick 8th, and they'll pick, the Connor Cook. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. I just wanted it to be different, but if I say that, I'm lying to myself, I'm lying to you, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm 5-1. When picking Titan games, they're going to lose their next 2 games. They're going to switch over to Zach Mettenberger, and Zach Mettenberger will go 3-5, and we will screw him. I mean, that's what's going to happen. So write it up, calm it down, and that's what's going to happen. There's a script. James Carter TV. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.